Although they both rank among the most critically and commercially successful artists of the past 20 years, don't ever expect to see Taylor Swift and Kanye West collabing on a track. In this video, we're gonna break down the long and winding story of the feud between Tay-Tay and Ye. Way back in 2009, Kanye West and Taylor Swift existed in completely different spheres in the music industry. At that time, Ye was coming off the back of the revolutionary 808s and Heartbreaks that dropped the previous year. Not to mention, still dealing with the sudden loss of his mother and the downfall of his engagement with Alexis Pfeiffer. Meanwhile, rising country singer Taylor Swift was riding high on the massive success of a breakout 2008 that saw her secure her first #1 album with November's Fearless. But little did they know, the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards would put them on a collision course that would ensure that their careers have been intertwined ever since. When the category of Video of the Year was announced, Taylor's You Belong With Me visuals squared off against the promo clip for Beyonce's Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It. After Taylor came away with the victory, Kanye took it upon himself to defend his friend and partner of his mentor, Jay-Z, and in doing so, changed the course of musical history forever.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
As Taylor stood there stunned, it was later revealed that in the aftermath of it all, Beyonce cried while fellow nominee Pink took it upon herself to rip into the rapper at every opportunity.
Honestly, I don't think it would have happened if I were up there, but Taylor Swift is awesome. She deserved her moment. That guy is,
You said he is the biggest blank on the earth.
I just think he's an idiot. He's just a waste. He's just a toolbox. And you know what? He's getting exactly what he wants right now. People are talking about him, so...
Let's stop.
In the days that followed, it seemed as though Kanye had attempted to make amends. Speaking to ABC Radio, the singer/songwriter revealed that Kanye did call me, and he was very sincere in his apology, and I accepted that apology. As for public displays of remorse, Kanye's appearance on Jay Leno in the days following the incident saw a deeply emotional Ye discuss the loss of his mom and what happened at the VMAs almost in the same breath.
Because I am a celebrity and that's something I have to deal with, and if there's anything I could do to help Taylor in the future or help anyone, I want to live this thing. It's hard, you know, it's sometimes so.
No matter what he said or the anguish he was experiencing, it didn't stop everyone, from the average person to the President of the United States, giving their opinion on the incident.
He's a jackass.
Initially, what went down seemed less like the birth of a long-standing feud and more of a storm in a teacup. By 2012, the pair had apparently put it all behind them, with Taylor even sporting a shirt from Ye's fashion line in a Harper Bazaar's cover shoot. But by the time that he was on the promotional tour for Yeezus, Kanye revealed that his admissions of guilt weren't as well-meaning as people had assumed. The Taylor VMA incident only led me to complete awesomeness at all times, he told the New York Times. It only led me to awesome truth and awesomeness. Beauty, truth, awesomeness. That's all it is. My beautiful dark twisted fantasy was my long, backhanded apology. You know how people give a backhanded compliment? It was a backhanded apology. Despite Ye's backtracking, it did little to disrupt the harmony that they'd found, and by February of 2015, the pair were even talking about collaborating on music. February, she wants to get in the studio, and we're definitely gonna go in, Kanye told Ryan Seacrest. I don't have an elitism about music. I don't discriminate. In August of that year, Taylor offered what felt like the ultimate olive branch to the man that interrupted her when she presented him with the Video Vanguard Award at the 2015 VMAs.
So I guess I have to say to all the other winners tonight, I'm really happy for you. And I'm gonna let you finish. But Kanye West has had one of the greatest careers of all time.
Even making a nod to their most infamous encounter in the process. But with the benefit of hindsight, this apparent moment of togetherness and mutual respect was just the calm before the storm. Released in February of 2016, Kanye decimated any truce that could have possibly been had with the release of Famous, an incendiary track which features the line,
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous.
The lyric plunged both fan bases into chaos. In the wake of the track entering the public domain, Kanye claimed on Twitter that he received Taylor's blessing over an hour-long convo. But within hours, her camp has strenuously denied this. Kanye did not call for approval, but to ask Taylor to release his single Famous on her Twitter account, Taylor's publicist claimed. She declined and cautioned him about releasing a song with such a strong misogynistic message. Taylor was never made aware of the actual lyric, I made that famous. Within days, her brother Austin filmed himself throwing a pair of Yeezys in the trash. And when it came time for her Grammy win for Album of the Year that same week, Taylor's acceptance speech took direct aim at Ye.
And as the first woman to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, I want to say to all the young women out there, There are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame.
Amid Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian, claiming that she was lying and had given her consent, Ye would then throw another dose of gasoline on the fire with the visuals for Famous, which featured a whole host of waxwork of celebrities in bed with Kim Ye, including, you guessed it, Taylor Swift. Now that the gloves were formally off, Kim Kardashian would send a direct shot at Taylor on Twitter that July as she wrote, "Wait, it's legit National Snake Day. They have holidays for everybody, I mean everything these days." Shortly after, she followed this insult by releasing a Snapchat story, which showed the previously mythical phone call between the two.
Yeah, I mean, goes whatever line is better. It's obviously very tongue-in-cheek either way.
Not to be outdone, Taylor responded with the iPhone note which asked the question if the word ever came up, adding that it doesn't exist because it never happened. At this point, Taylor finally went on the offensive, and when it came time for her to drop Reputation in 2017, the snake motif was very prominent across the promotional material. And sure enough, it didn't stop there. With references to titled stages and friends who get you on the phone and mind twist you, Taylor sprinkled jabs at Ye and Kim throughout the record. With both parties having their say, it once again seemed like everyone was finally moving on with their lives, content in the knowledge that they'd never be on good terms. Just as it seemed that they closed the door on this chaotic chapter for good, there was one more twist in the tale. Years after, Taylor Swift had maintained that there'd been some trickery with the audio of their phone call that had been released. A new video emerged which confirmed beyond reasonable doubt that the use of the word which Taylor and her team had objected to so strongly hadn't came up.
The reason why it will be happened is because it has a very controversial line at the beginning of the song about you.
What does it say?
Okay, so it says, "To all my Southside that know me best, I feel like Taylor Swift might owe me sex."
That's not mean. Oh my god, the build-up you gave it, I thought it was going to be like that stupid dumb like, but it's not.
After the video surfaced, Taylor chose not to engage much further, but instead referenced the previous account of the evidence and described it as the one that was illegally recorded, that somebody edited and manipulated in order to frame me and put me, my family, and fans through hell for 4 years. Not to be outdone, Kim provided her own perspective on what it represented and their motives behind leaking the footage. At Taylor Swift 13 has chosen to reignite an old exchange that at this point in time feels very self-serving given the suffering millions of real victims are facing right now. I didn't feel the need to comment a few days ago, and I'm actually really embarrassed and mortified to be doing it right now. But because she continues to speak on it, I feel I'm left without a choice but to respond because she is actually lying. Kim continued, "To be clear, the only issue I ever had around this situation was that Taylor lied through her publicist who stated that Kanye never called to ask for permission. They clearly spoke, so I let you all see that. Nobody ever denied the word was used without her permission. With Taylor Swift stating that the public shaming campaign that Kim and Kanye had wreaked on her had left her at her lowest, this would be among the last shots fired as Taylor, Kim, and Kanye have shifted their focus into vastly different areas of interest. However, it seems that the subliminals might not have stopped. When Taylor dropped her 2020 album Folklore, enterprising Swifties noticed that in the lyrics, robbers to the east, clowns to the west, from peace, only the West was capitalized. No matter where they go from here, Kanye and Taylor are condemned to be linked in the eyes of fans through what is one of the most bizarre and convoluted feuds in musical history. For now, it seems like all sides have chosen to chalk up any idea of them being friends up to a loss. But with both artists up for Album of the Year at the 2021 Grammy Awards, who knows if that piece might be disturbed by the time that ceremony rolls around. If you like this video, then hit subscribe for more. We're producing original content like this every single week, so hit the bell to be notified when new releases go live. In fact, you can watch another one by clicking right here. We've been Rap TV, and we'll see you next time.